Welcome in. Amazing with Jake at Jake Brown Radio on YouTube, youtube.com/ at Jake Brown Radio. Thanks for joining me here on a live episode of the program. Sunday night, just got back from the Mets game and a win. A nice win for the Mets today, a series win over the Royals, who came in surging hot. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Doc Gooden Day. Before we do, make sure you give us a thumbs up below. Comment below how you feeling about the Mets. Were you at the game today? How'd you enjoy it? A funky weather day, a funky weather weekend, a funky weather month where the game was, the ceremony's about to start for Doc right around 1. It was a little delayed, it's like 1:10. And rain happens during the ceremony. Unfortunate. Game's delayed. Games goes to 2:25. Late start, but it happens. And it was a Doc Gooden special. A pitcher's duel until the end where Jose Butto pitched his butt off in this game and continues to be fantastic when he fills in for the Mets. Jose Butto in 9 starts this year, last year, 2 this year, 7 last year, has given up more than 2 runs in 1 of the 9 starts. Otherwise, he's been, I wouldn't say unhittable, but he's been unbelievable. And there's absolutely no reason Jose Butto should not be part of this Mets rotation. He's here to stay right now. You can't get rid of him. When Senga comes back, maybe he's the odd man out. But Jose Butto needs to continue to pitch. His 2 starts this year today, 6 innings, 2 hits, a walk, 9 strikeouts, no runs. Last start, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 Ks. Jose Butto means business. And the Mets left the 7-line army on the base paths. It took until the 8th inning. They load the bases with 2 outs, and Harrison Bader hits a slow roller to third, gets under the bare hand, and he's safe. Infield single. Then Nimmo walks, 2 runs, and that Nimmo walk was big because Edwin Diaz comes in for the first time in a save situation this season, gives up a solo homer, but then gets out of it. And it was special, I think, today on Doc Gooden Day to have a gem capped off by Diaz's first save chance at Citi Field since 2022. I think a lot of fans, this might have been their first game of the season, so it was special to hear the trumpets. It was outside opening day, the biggest crowd of the year, 32,000 fans. And that was a cool ending to a game that didn't feature a lot of offense, but it was a Doc special. A pitcher's duel, 2-1. Mets edge out the Royals and take 2 out of 3, and they're playing great baseball. This team has won 7 of their last 10 since that walk-off. That seems to have ignited them because this looks like a different team. And they have the second best ERA in the National League. Them, Pirates, who plays each other next? Mets and the Pirates. So who would have thought on the 15th, Jackie Robinson Day tomorrow, I'll be at the ballpark. It'll be the 2 top National League pitching staffs right now. You couldn't name the Pirates rotation. You can name most of the Mets rotation if you were an average baseball fan. And both are pitching lights out. And the Mets rotation, the bullpen, have been fantastic. And again, they're still waiting on JD Martinez, who will swing a bat tomorrow. Now, who knows what that means? Who knows what the timeline is for JD Martinez? But when they do get JD Martinez in this lineup, it's going to be huge. And I say it over and over again, assuming that he's still got it and assuming his back is okay. Mets rotation, good. Bullpen, good. Lineup has done enough, but could do a whole lot more. You have bases loaded and nobody out and not score earlier in the game. That can't happen. They have to find ways to get him home. It's too short of a fly ball. I think it was probably the right move, a little aggressive to send Marte, but it took a perfect throw, and it was. One bouncer right to the catcher, and Perez got banged up on that, but nothing you could do there. But you had to win on Doc Gooden Day. And I've interviewed Doc several times. He appeared on Mays Much Room more than anyone else, and he wanted this so bad this moment, and he got it. Now, I know there's a tweet out there, and people are saying, like, how on Doc Gooden Day is there all these empty seats? Listen, the weather has been weird, and this game started in a delay. The ceremony delayed. The Mets have played somewhat lousy. They're playing better now. It's April, 14th. The one thing I'd say is maybe the Mets could have done this later in the year when the weather was better and have maybe be a sellout. That's maybe the one thing the Mets might have done wrong with this. But otherwise, he got his day. He got his 32,000. Fans are a bit down in this team. It's hard to sell out a game on April 14th when yesterday was brick outside. Yesterday was empty. It was one of the coldest, windiest games I've ever been to yesterday. I've been to 700 Met games. So it's the weather's been all over. I get it. It's a tough ask to get people to get to the ballpark, but I think there was enough there to be special. And, younger fans who didn't really know of Doc Gooden, don't know the story, definitely watch, Doc and Daryl. He's been through it all. And I think he's honest with his answers. He does interviews. He talks about the things he did wrong, and glad to see him in a good place. And he said everything is good, and mentally and physically, and obviously the drug problems in the past. And it's good to see Doc in a good place. And he deserved that for a long, long time. And the Mets went out there and won for him. Wasn't pretty, but a win is a win is a win is a win. And the Royals came in 9-4. They came in hot. The Pirates are now coming in 11-5. They're coming in hot for 3. Good weather on Monday, Jackie Robinson Day. The bobblehead yesterday was kind of cool. The swinging arm bobblehead. I actually forgot to put it in here, but I have the bobblehead. And I got to say this, food-wise, next food review, I did post the Juicy Lucy burger. Go check that video out. Good burger. Today I tried Mel's Burger Box. Mel's Burger. Mel's Butcher Box. I think it's Mel's Butcher Box. Sorry, I might have messed that up. Arguably the best burger I've ever had in my life. Had a lot of burgers in my life. Mel's Burger. It's an award-winning burger. Promenade behind home plate, that area. Unreal. And I did a review, and I did it in front of her. So she's in the video. She made this thing with Pat LaFrida. It is an incredible burger. Highly recommend. Easily my favorite burger in the stadium, and it's up there as the best item at Citi Field. I also was supposed to do the trivia in the 5th inning, but they said because I cover the team for the Post that I could not, which I don't anymore. So I didn't really understand that, but I get it. You work there. I've read, a diehard fan maybe doesn't know as much as me, but I get it. It's still kind of ridiculous. I wanted to do the trivia, but anyways, great. Ended up being great weather after delay. Beautiful day at the ballpark. And when the Mets are playing good, we're feeling good. Here on Amazing with Jake. Mets Pirates coming up. Luis Severino dominated. He'll pitch again on Wednesday. He had 5 innings, 1 run. Adrian Hauser looking for a bounce back on Monday. Jose Quintana's been solid. And again, Budo, fantastic today, and now a mainstay in this rotation. Like I said, more than 2 runs once in 9 starts the last 2 seasons. Jose Budo has to stay in this rotation. No question about it. He's been lights out. And you love to hear a story like that. A guy fighting to get a chance. He's finally getting his chance, and it took a Tyler McGill injury, a Senga injury. But so what? He's here. And it's going to be interesting when Senga does come back. If Budo pitches like this, he should stay. McGill's gone. They got to figure out a way to keep Budo in this rotation because he's fighting to stay. And that changeup was a put-out pitch. Struck out the first 3 batters on a changeup. And that is a dangerous, dangerous pitch. So shout out to Jose Budo. He gets the MVP of the day. And the Mets win. And again, like I said, Diaz, that was cool. That was cool to see a big crowd and get Edwin Diaz's first save chance. Now I want to see Edwin Diaz hopefully tomorrow night with the lights. We saw the lights, and I posted that video. I tweeted that video at Jake Brown Radio. But I want to see the lights in a save situation. That was in a tie game, I believe. And the Mets ended up losing that game in extras. But we need Diaz in a save situation at night with the light show. And why not do it tomorrow on Jackie Robinson Day? The boys are buzzing. You got to feel good right now going to this Pirates series. Win 2 out of 3 and then go to the Dodgers. And we'll see. Can JD be ready against the Dodgers? Probably not. Your hope is maybe he's ready when the Mets go to San Francisco. My gut would say the Mets just wait until they return home Friday, April 26th, and that's the debut. I'll actually be in Boston that weekend, so I'm kind of pissed I would miss JD Martinez's home debut, but they got to be careful with him. He is older. They got to make sure he's available and good to go to pitch for the Mets. Amazing with Jake. Make sure you're subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. Comment below. Mel's Burger review from Promenade is coming up this week. And again, stay tuned. New Mets show on a different network I'll be hosting. Stay tuned for that announcement. Working on finalizing that in the coming days. That might launch Thursday. So stay tuned. I'll tweet about that. Looking forward to that. Got a couple other things in the pot cooking. So stay tuned for that. Yes, I was in the SNY studio the other day. Hopefully, we'll have something on that later in the week. Next week, we'll see. But stay tuned, and you do my usual hits with Dexter Henry on every couple of weeks on Sundays on New York Post Sports YouTube, so you can check that out as well. But make sure you're subscribed here. Apparently 500 now. You can monetize off 500. I'm approaching 200. Get me to 200. Share this with your friends. I'll also be doing other stuff on here. Jets. I do the food reviews. Mets. Knicks playoffs. We'll do some Knicks. Some other stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yes, share with your friends. Get me to 200. I think I'm at 195 now. So let's get to 200. Then we'll work to 300 and get closer and closer. It is a grind to get to 500 and to get to 1,000. So I know it doesn't come overnight, but I appreciate all those of you who have joined along on the journey. And if you can help with thumbnails, I can use the help because my thumbnails have not been good. So we're working on getting the YouTube thumbnails better as well. Make sure you're following Amazing with Jake on Twitter, X, Jake Brown Radio, Instagram, Jake Brown Radio, and YouTube, Jake Brown Radio. Might change that name as well. Mets Pirates coming up. Great day at the ballpark. Doc Gooden ceremony. Tremendous. Good job by Howie Rose. Good job by Daryl showing up, surprising him, and all the legends that did come and show up. That is a cool moment you want to be a part of. Daryl Strawberry is next, June 1st. I will hopefully be there for that one. And Daryl also deserving. And it's good to honor the Mets history. Like I've talked about, the museum kind of got pushed to the side, which kind of sucks. But it is good to see them honor guys from the past. And these two have earned it. Obviously, the Wilpons never made it happen. The Cohens are doing the right thing and honoring Mets of the past and Mets greats. And they deserve this. This is big too for the next generation. You bring your kid to the game, you bring people to the game. You want your children to know, oh, Dad, who is Doc Gooden? And Dad tells them, hey, Doc won the 86 World Series for the Mets, Rookie of the Year, a Cy Young winner, one with the Yankees as well. And you heard the boos when he did mention the Yankees. And it's good for these parents to pass on to their kids who these Mets legends were. Listen, there aren't a ton of Mets legends. So when they come here, we got to honor them. And that was done today. And it was capped off by Mets winning a series win. 7 out of the last 10. Boys are buzzing in Queens. We'll be there tomorrow. Mets Pirates back in a few days. Again, stay tuned. New announcement, new show coming up. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Share this with your friends. And I appreciate the support right here on Jake Brown Radio. We'll talk to you soon.